Did you know that more than 10% of the people in this country have a disability? In many cases, a taxi is an essential part of a disabled person's journey. I wonder if you see disabled people in the work you do. Maybe you don't, because many disabled people find it very difficult to travel. They find it difficult to go to work, to go to the cinema, and to go shopping. In 1996, the government introduced the Disability Discrimination Act. The idea behind this act was to put disabled people on an equal footing with people who don't have a disability. And slowly, people who use wheelchairs or are otherwise disabled are seeing things improve. One of the most difficult barriers to tackle is transport.
There are 10 million disabled people in Britain. 8% of these use wheelchairs. That's 800,000 wheelchair users. Most of the time I use a car, but we don't want to add to traffic congestion if it can be avoided. On a suitable journey, a train can be used, but of course I'll need a taxi at the other end. Today I am travelling from Seaford to Brighton. Getting on at Seaford was fairly straightforward, and the trains have improved enormously. In the old rolling stock, a wheelchair user would have been placed in the luggage van, but today we are far, far better placed in every way. Everybody's disabilities vary, and by looking at the person, you won't know the detail. So ask. Ask if you can help, and ask how you can help. If I wanted to get off at an unmanned station, it would not be a problem, as the train carries its own ramps. Brighton, my stop. Now for the taxi.
Ask if you can help, ask how you can help. And it's not difficult to help with a wheelchair, even on a rainy day.
Right, we're just going to demonstrate how to push a wheelchair up into a London taxi. In this particular case, if you just like to just put your brake on there a minute, madam. First of all, open the door, take off the strap which holds the door back so you can get the ramps out. Undo the ramp from the floor. You may be lucky and find a curb which is high enough and you won't need the second part of the ramp, but in this case we're going to use the second part of the ramp, which is in the boot of the car. This is placed just in front and they lock in together. There we are, so they don't move. Go around to the front of the car and getting the clamps out, which will clamp the wheelchair nice and safe into the cab. Right, first of all, you put your clamps into the fasten brackets on the floor. 1, 2. Go into the taxi. Make sure you push the seats back to enable you to swing the wheelchair around. We are now ready to push the wheelchair up. Okay, madam, if you'd like to take your brakes off. Always line yourself up first with the ramp before you push up. Don't want no accidents. Just like to mind your head, madam, as we go in there. Thank you very much. You just like to put your brake on a minute. Thank you. That's it. We now put the first part of the ramp back into the floor, which will enable us to turn the wheelchair around. Once you've done that, you've got your 2 locking straps. Connect your first one first to the chair. Always connect your clamp to the chair and not the wheel, because obviously if the wheel came off or it broke, you want to be on part of the frame and not the wheel. swing the chair around, putting the second clamp on, and then adjusting the strap so it's nice and tight. Okay, Val, just put the seat belt around you.
Thank you.
Now, Val, if you just like to hold that there, I'm just going to go around and put the second part of the strap on, closing the door, put the ramp back in the car, ready for when we get out. Then going round to the other side, opening the door, and then putting the extension on to the seat belt. Right, okay, Val, we're ready to go.
Well, I'd say it's a rarity that it does happen, but some disabled people, obviously, because of their lack of mobility, get very large. I mean, heavy, very heavy. And you have to really watch your back when you're pushing them in and turning the wheelchair around to put them in properly. Because I say some of them can be, you know, very heavy, and you have to watch the angle of the ramps and things like that.
Well, one of the drawbacks would be the fact that you travel to the premises, it might be a nursing home, and you get to the nursing home, you've made contact with the nurse or the customer, and they say, yeah, yes, okay, we're just getting them ready, they'll come out the door. You can sit there for maybe 10 minutes before you can actually load the person on board.
No different than getting any other call. A job's a job, it's part and parcel.
As long as you get out and help them. If you can see they need help and you need telling, if they're a blind person, for example, they need to tell them it's a London cab, therefore you've got to sort of step up higher than you would do in a normal cab.
Hello, could I have a taxi now, please? Yes, now, please. Thank you. That's the Meridian Centre in Peacehaven. Just outside the co-op, please. Yeah, the name's Etheridge. Thank you, and I'm going to the Brighton Marina. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks, bye. That's me.
Would you like to hold my arm?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I've got a high step London cab. It's a card, Mike, for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Would you like me to help you with your seat belt?
I'll be fine with the seatbelt.
Thank you very much. And where would you like to go?
Brighton Marina,
Brighton
please.
Marina. Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you.
The driver has told his passenger about the high step into a London cab and warned him when to mind his head. He offered to help with the seat belt, but this passenger prefers to do that himself. Always ask.